Up next, we have a very special human being, much like all of you tonight. Happens to also be quite funny. Please give it up for Michael.
All right, before you guys ask about the backpack, yes, I'm pregnant. Yes, it's humanly possible for a male to get pregnant. All right, but anyways, my name is Michael. It's a pleasure to meet you guys, and I just want to say one thing before I start. I grew up in a very conservative Christian family. All right, but I believe everyone deserves their equal rights, okay? Which makes me bring about a special topic that I want to talk about, which is really close to me, which is yaoi. Who here in the crowd likes yaoi? Fuck you all. That shit is disgusting. I remember the first time I was introduced to yaoi. Horrible nightmares for days. My friend Julia comes up to me and is like, hey Michael, check out this manga. I pick it up and look at the cover. Has some blonde guy holding a paintbrush and a knife. Seems pretty interesting. I start to skim through it. I can tell it's about these little kids in school. Ugh. So all of a sudden, as I'm skimming more, I see two boys start to kiss. Close the manga shut, hand it right back to her, and be like, why the fuck are you showing me this gay shit? She was confused. She was like, it's a really good manga. It has its own popular anime. I was shocked to hear this. I mean, who in their right mind would read or watch this? Even worse, enjoy it. I guess I'll never understand Naruto. So I'm on Route 34 the other day, and I see this attractive Pokemon trainer trying to catch an Abra, but it teleported away. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to her. As I'm walking closer to her, I realize my pants are starting to get tighter. So I go up to her and was like, hey girl, I know you just lost that Abra, but as a consolation prize, there's wild Ekans in my pants, and after looking at you, it started to evolve. Want to try and tame it? Now she disgustingly said no. And in most cases, no means no. But I was like, wild Ekans in my pants. And she starts to freak out now. And is like, yes, it is an arbor. Because it evolved. And she starts to freak out now. And it's like, why is there a wild Pokemon in your pants? I look at her like she's an idiot. Because I say, aren't you a Pokemon trainer? Everybody knows Pokemon live in tall grass. Alright. Who here is single? Raise your hand or make noise. Fucking forever alones. Let me give you some real advice here. Boys and girls, alright? Girls. Boys are like fish, okay? There may be many in the sea, but if you can't work that rod, you're not gonna reel any in. All right, bros, hear me out. Girls are like Pokemon, okay? You can't catch any if you don't got any balls. Hey, but for real, don't take my advice. I don't have any balls to catch this. I'm so forever alone, actually, that my best chance of getting head tonight is by flipping this coin. And I know I'm not going to score after the first flip. So I have this Mexican friend that doesn't like anime. Shocking, a Mexican. He comes up to me one day and is like, hey Michael, if you could have sex with any anime girl, who would it be? I'm like, oh, that's tough. He's like, why? Too many to choose from? I'm like, no, quite the fucking opposite. They have all these fucking issues. So he goes on Google and types in anime girl list. And he's like, what about Sakura from Naruto? I'm like, she's useless. What about... He goes on down the list and he's like, what about Nami from One Piece? I'm like, yeah, no. I don't want to pay 100,000 belly as I stick it in and then realize my wallet's gone in the morning. All right, he goes down, like, what about Yoko from Gurren Lagann? I was like, look, a girl that has a gun that's bigger than mine and is not afraid to use it scares the living hell out of me. And besides, the bitch is Kurosaki Ichigo. Every person she kissed is dead. I ain't want no part of that shit. Alright. He then goes down, what about Misty from Pokemon? I'm like, nigga, she's Yaoi. Are you fucking kidding me? He then goes down, what about Ranma from Ranma 1/2? I'm like, look, I ain't about to fuck a chick that's gonna have a dick for half the day. If that's what you into, that's cool and all, but that ain't none of my business, though. Alright. So, I was texting Julia the other night, it's like 3 a.m., and she's telling me she's about to go to sleep on her keyboard. I laugh at her and tell her, my keyboard's wireless. I can go to sleep with it on my bed. You know, we like to do the nasty. I like to key her pad, you know, Numlock 69. She has all these amazing functions. What do I really like to do? Scroll across her body until I find the right spot to lock on. And that's when I enter my tab and start to shift it all night long until her keys become sticky. And when she can no longer take my command, I have to leave her some space so she can recharge while I plan my escape. Alright, thank you guys, thank you. Whoa, who the fuck said I was fucking finished, you fucking weebs? I'm up here working my fucking fat ass off trying to bust out jokes and then I never fucking give you up, hoping that I never fucking let you down. But here you guys are, clapping, running around, deserting me up on stage, trying to make me cry. But you know what I'm gonna fucking do? I'm gonna say goodbye, but hope you know that I lied. And didn't mean to hurt you.
Give it up for Mike. Gabe, what'd you think? It's a precedent.
I thought you were funny. There were some groans in there. There are definitely some groans from some of those jokes. I feel like, you know, it could have been stronger and you could have been funnier, but you definitely made but you definitely, you know, made jokes that catered to the crowd here at Anime Expo. I think you need to work on, you know, some of your stage presence and being more confident and stuff and making some of the stuff feel more natural and less rehearsed, but I think it was pretty good.
Paul? I can definitely tell that you, holy crap, that's crazy. I can definitely tell you worked on it from yesterday, and your delivery got a lot better. You slowed things down and let everybody take it in, which is very good. One thing I had an issue with is props, because once you bring props, it gets fucking hard. And it's difficult to mess around with. And you had trouble with fitting in with your bit, because you kind of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use this. And you threw it out there kind of fast. And it got lost really quick. Like the Kermit the Frog, I didn't even catch that. I was like, what was that? And then I had to be explained to it. So I would work on really rehearsing things like that more often, because you could have done that without having them at all if you just explained it a bit more. But overall, you definitely improved. Like he said, you could have been a bit stronger, a bit more confident. But for what you did a very good job. And the bits you had from before were much better, much stronger.
Blue takes? Where do I start? The Yaoi stuff, I think, you know, just to be honest,
I think it's very polarizing. You know, like you can make certain jokes like that with your friends. I mean, if you're trying to appeal to a large audience, that stuff is extremely touching. I think the punchline was funny, but like, you know, it's arguably a really difficult first impression to make, you know, to start off with something like that, as opposed to like building rapport first. I agree with Paul, the props is difficult. I totally missed the purple thing altogether, and I had to explain to these guys what the Kermit the Frog meme reference was, so that's something that you gotta think about, like, who are you really trying to appeal to?
Thank you. Tally?
I'm sorry that I have to be so negative, but I found it almost borderline offensive at times. Like, a lot of the jokes.
That's why we're here.
Like, I was sitting here like, dude, like, none of these girls were laughing. None of them. None of them. Like, the guys were laughing, but like me and these girls, not laughing. And I found it to be a little offensive. I found it a little to be gimmicky. And I found it niche, unfortunately. And I want to say something like positive. And I just think that you need to broaden your audience a little bit more and not be so like niche and border. Like, I found it offensive, so I'm sorry that I have to say that. I'm sorry.
Give it up for Michael.